Hello everyone and welcome to day 30. Today we're going to be doing a Riesling. Okay, we're going to do a Chateau Saint Michel from Washington State. Now Washington State is the second largest producing state in the nation, and Riesling is their game, and they make a number of wines. You know, they make 5 or 6 other different wines, but this is their this is the wine that they're noted for. Matter of fact, in Paris, and we talk about the Paris Surprise of 1976, they had a 72 Riesling that took first place in the Chateau Saint Michel. So they won the first place with their wine, and that set them off. Matter of fact, this vineyard was founded in 1967. It used to be called just Saint Michel. And then in 76, they named it Chateau Saint Michel. 74, they named it Chateau Saint Michel. And they've had Ernest Luce, who's a renowned German winemaker. Because the Germans in Riesling they're the granddaddies of it. You know, the French do it, but the Germans make a number of different varieties. You know, the Riesling grape, it's a late harvest grape. Another great wine that they make in Washington is Hogue late harvest winter Riesling. I mean, they had one a couple of years ago. I bought a case of that. It rated like a 94. It was like $11 a bottle, and you face it off against a German Riesling or a French or an Alsatian Riesling. You know, they're 3 or 4 times the price. And these are the ones. And this one in the blind tasting, I don't think it would have won if they knew it was a $9 bottle. You know, well, it wasn't a 9. It was one of their better ones. But they're not going to, you know, a blind tasting is a true tasting because there's no, you know, pre notions in your head what it should taste like because it tastes better just because it's more expensive. So, but the Germans make a Trockenbergen. They make a Alsatian Riesling. They make a Spatzlesen Riesling. They make a Trockenbergen Auslesen. They make a Berzen Auslesen Riesling. So they make like 7 different Rieslings. Okay, and the grape is grown late. So the Riesling, it's one of the more romantic, not romantic, but aromatic grapes. It's a grape that holds sugar, and it can go late in the season. And this is like a win-win for a lot of wineries if they have the right weather, the climate, they have the vines. Because in Germany, you know, you get done with your wine season. If you do your wine season and you're done and everything's sitting down, these wines are still growing in August. You know, when you're done with your wine season in September, October, these can get picked in November. So it gives you more work, more processing, and it truly is like I say, a win-win. Now, this Riesling and when also with the sugar, with the grape, it gets the acidity. So the acidity's higher, and you have sweet Rieslings, and we're trying a dry Riesling tonight. I prefer dry Riesling, but they make a sweet Riesling. And it's because of the sugar, these are a little more high. Like a 5-ounce glass probably be 100, and a sweet might be as much as 120 calories. Okay. Now, this Chateau, like I said, was 74. This is a 2017 Columbia Valley. Now, the Columbia Valley in Washington. Okay, it's like what we had with the regions in. That was blocked from the rain in Italy, coming off they had the high mountains, so it could keep the rains away, and it limits your dryness, especially down in we were talking about in southern Italy. The mountain range blocks the rain, so it helps. Now this blocks the rains too. This region, they only get 6 to 8 inches of rain a season annually. But Seattle is a one wet, area. And their main winery, they pick the grapes, and what they do is they'll pick the grapes from and they truck them. And they truck them into, they have a winery just outside of Seattle, Woodruff Winery. That's their winery, and they truck everything in there. And then, well, they press it where they are, and then they bring it to the winery, and that's where they bottle it. That's where they age it. These are aged in light cork. Now you see the color, and this is like a light, strawy looking color. If it was more of a late grape, it'd be a little more golden. Okay, so the color on these, you don't look at color. The color is the taste, you know. So this is a dry Riesling. If you had they also make an ice Rieslings. Okay, like the Trockenberg us. Trockenberg is the ice, and they had Ernest Luce who worked with them, who was, you know, he's the man in Germany. He came over and they've worked on the ice wines together, and they also have a partnership with Antonari, who is my man in Italy. He does a cab with them, and it's rated high. You know, it's rated 93, but the amazing thing is, you know, this is a 89, 90, right? It's up to the year, sometimes 90, 89. This is rated 89. Some guys have it as a 90. You know, same year, but it could be, you know, James Suckling has it or Wine Spectator has it. But you usually don't see them that much difference, you know. And at least the good guys. James Suckling's a good guy. You know, I mean, there are a lot of them. I'm not saying there's bad guys out there, but I'm just saying they're very, you don't see them deviate much between him, Wine Spectator, Robert Parker. The deviations really isn't that much. Now, this wine here, okay, it's going to be like this is almost going to be like an apple. I don't want to say apple cider, but you're going to get like a lemons, apples, lime. You get a little bit of a rubber smell. Nothing like a 65. That's not like a 65 GTO, you know, laying 500 feet of rubber, but you do get a little bit of, ever so slightly. Some Rieslings will give you almost like a heavy rubber or a petrol smell to them. This is ever so slight. The dries are this is ever so slight. And it's not offensive. It's just like a little, wow, that goes. It's served this about 43 degrees too. This is like a 43-degree wine. This wine for $9. This wine complements food. Okay, it's a inexpensive bottle of wine. It's $9. It's an 89. You can serve this with. This goes good with salmon. This goes good with shellfish. This goes good with crab. This goes good with. It's a good summer wine. You know, it's a good. Even Thanksgiving, you have a bunch of people over. You can work this with chicken or turkey, but you know, turkey, when you get the main course, this would probably be great for Christmas when you're doing a little shellfish. You know, some people like to do all just shellfish, but you know, Christmas Eve. But this is, it's nice. See, to me, it's not like when you sit down and have a Sauvignon Blanc. Something you might want to have a Sauvignon Blanc by itself. This almost, I don't say needs to be paired with something, but it would change the taste a lot with it. You see, because it's almost got like an effervescent in it. Some people do sushi or Asian food with this, because this goes with soy sauce. It's got that cut. It's got that light bubble in it. You know, it's got like it's not an effervescent, but it's got a little, and these are done in light oak, okay? These are done in a light oak, and they're like, I think they do 9 million bottles a year, and you know, it's a very nice, it's an excellent company when as far as it comes to, they've always been, with their philanthropy, they've been always very good. They do scholarships, they're big on the environment, they're big on eco-friendly wines, they're big on doing things the right way, and they're a good company. They've always been, you know, one of the very above board and thought of in high esteem in the wine business. And they're the biggest. I mean, in Washington State, they're the number one producer. And Washington, well, California can be number one, but they're number two in winemaking. And like I say, they do a Merlot, they do a Shiraz, they do the Antinori wine, but the Antinori wine sells for 50, sells for I think 50, 60, $70, some of those 60. And it's only 92, 93, it's Cold Salar. But this is, they also make, three different Rieslings. And the highest Riesling, this goes for 10, 12. Then they make another one that ages a little longer, and it's a little more complex, like we did last night with the three values. The other one's a little more complex, and the other one, Rico, is a darker golden color, and that's going to have a lot more spices, saffron, cinnamon. That sells for about $25 a bottle. But this is like an everyday, drinking. You want something dry. Not a ton of nose. Straight, clean. It's a. You don't almost say it is. It's almost refreshing. Some people say this is like an iced tea, like you have an iced tea, brings your taste together. It's a refreshing. This is a refreshing wine. Now, this valley does very good because of the cool weather, the cool climates. So, like I say, pork, chicken, cheeses. You want to do soft cheeses with this, okay? You want to do a soft cheese with this. Now, listen, that cow's milk probably too. You want something. So, like they say, match the hats with the wine. Now, we do a slight swirl. We're getting away from our exercise. I got to start exercising more. Well, listen, it's been nice talking to you. We'll see you again tomorrow night. And let's not forget, like I say every day, at the table, say a prayer. When your head hits the pillow, you can say a prayer. And let's stay off the streets, okay? Stay in the home. Make everybody safer. Distancing is key, and we owe it to everybody. We owe it to the doctors, the nurses, and let's be thankful for our truck drivers, our meat producers, our farmers, our guys packing the shops, the checkout girls. They're all compromising themselves, and let's not forget it. And let's not forget the front line. And take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a red tomorrow again. Swap back to the Reds. I'll see you. Take care. God bless you.